to the UC, where the Blackhawks are 15-3-6 so far this year. And you look at Antti Ranta, who has played only one of the last 5 games after playing 12 straight, while Corey Crawford was hurt in December. But some very solid numbers he's put together so far. There is 6'6" Devin Dubnyk at the other end. He's won 2 of his last 3 decisions with 8 goals against. But to both Blackhawks wins where they scored 10 goals, those victories came at the expense of Devin Dubnyk. That's our forward goaltending matchup tonight. The officials tonight led by Eric Furlat and Gord Dwyer as the referees. The linesman Tim Nowak and Brian Pansich is back underway.
And the first period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Chevy and Chevy Drives Chicago.com. And as well, we'd like to welcome everyone in Chicago, as well as those viewers turning into tonight's game on CSN Northwest.
Now the Oilers, Hemsky picks it up on the boards, cleared it ahead. Caron chipped it in. Chalmerson took a hit but cleared it ahead, and then Smith dropped it back. Hawks looking to get a change completed as Chalmerson will work his way back to the Oiler line where he was checked. And back comes the checker, Nugent Hopkins. He lost the handle at center. Now taken back by Sam Gagner. A rare appearance as a winger for Gagner. Tried to center this one and picked off. Then held in. Petrie had his shot blocked. This one sails up and out of play.
Had an opportunity for an early teaching point for all you young hockey players out there. From our Xfinity telestrator, watch Boyd Gordon. He's going in to make a hit on Nicholas Chalmerson. Stop it right here. Look where his stick is. His stick is up in the air. Where's the puck? It's down here. Get your stick on the ice. I mean, that's just habit. You want opportunity to get that puck, you got to get your stick on the ice.
At a minimum, he could have gummed up the pass and went right to the right winger, who was wide open, Ben Smith.
It's one of those things, Pat. It's a teaching point, and it happens at the highest level. Obviously, we just saw it.
That's a veteran player, and a pretty good, solid defensive player. But
the question that we ask always at the youth hockey camps, Pat, is in order to separate that player from the puck, if your stick is up in the air, how close do you have to get to the guy? Well, the answer is you got to be right next to him. But if your stick's on the ice, how close? Well, it depends on how long the stick is, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty common, but force that guy to pass the puck through your stick.
Now, Patrick Kane tonight has Shaw in the middle and Saad on the left. As Quenneville again jumbles up a few things, trying to get some offense generated. Jordan Everly ran into some contact on the boards from Leddy, and back come the Hawks. Patrick Kane gains the line. Saad heading for that, but the pass hit him in the leg. I think he was trying to get it across to Leddy, who was coming late. Yakupov the other way. Now Arcabello hit hard by Shaw. It's held in by Petrie. Here's a long hot pass that deflected away from Everly. He threw it in front. Yakupov, his stick lifted nicely by Saad. Now Petrie a blast. That never got through. And the Oilers momentarily kept it in. Shaw got rid of it. And both teams making some changes on the go. And you can see Arcabello with a bell ringer of a hit from Andrew Shaw as the shot he looks for Buckle. He rolled it deep. Ferentz whipped it up the boards. Held in Hanzus. Now Ferentz's check is picked up by Versteeg. Dropped it out to Chalmerson. He'll take a long shot. And a save by Dubnyk through a screen provided by
meat and potatoes game. That's so.
Taves wins a draw. Keith shot it wide. Caron couldn't get it out. Justin Schultz follows up, and now this one is cleared back to center. Hossa steps back in. Caron got to him, was able to take it away. And shot back into Chicago territory. Will it go far enough for icing? Yes. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller time later in the game tonight. It'll be brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, Joel Quenneville Work against the Oilers as the Blackhawks head coach. I don't think concern would be the right word, but, I mean, there are high expectations here, and here's a long shot from Keith that's handled easily.
Easy. Getting and look for the people. So I think right now for the Hawks is to simplify your game straight ahead. Less is more. Hawks and people to the net, and then all of a sudden those other plays and confidence will start gaining. I mean, go back to the goal with Hossa scored there last night, Pat, in Montreal. I mean, we both felt it. I mean, you felt the surge coming from the visitors last night in Montreal because they gained some confidence. All of a sudden there was some belief, and they had 3 or 4 really good shifts right after that. So right now they're going through a tough time. I go back to the start of the season, Pat. I think it was a stretch of like 6 or 7 games where the Hawks hadn't scored in the third period. Right? Yeah. They couldn't score in the third period, and it was like, the roof was falling in. I understand, but, right now, I think they got to get back to basics, got to get the nose over to puck mentality and work straight ahead.
Taylor Hall, their leading scorer. Good pass to Gagne. He didn't shoot it for some reason. Tried to throw it in front. Picked off Hjalmarsson, who sprawled to the deck to make the block. Then Taves finds Hossa. And the Hawks start back. Oduya throws it deep. Now the Oilers' Gagne rolled it to center ice. Patrick Kane with just 1 assist in his last 6 games. That's a real drought for him, and it's what has been an otherwise spectacular season. And all of a sudden, another guy who the offense has been a little bit more sporadic for.
I think Patrick Kane tried to do a lot of things by himself, Pat, now just trying to press and trying to get his team on the board.
Shaw getting a chance to be his centerman. Tried to feed Saad. The pass that you saw broken up. Fell off, cleared it up the board.
Good play by Yakupov there defensively, coming all the way back.
Wow. Dallas Eagles may want to replay that comment you just made. I wonder how many times that's been said this year for Yakupov. The Oilers reorganize as they change. This one dumped into the Blackhawk zone. Ryan Smith unable to pry it out of the corner. Now Bickle takes over. Put it on the stick of Seabrook. He was hit hard but managed to clear the zone. The veteran Smith cleared it ahead. This puck dumped in by Luke Gazdic, and the Oilers change. Here's Bickle, who kicked it toward the middle. That one nearly stolen cleanly. Long's able to get it back at Seabrook. The Versteeg, who was well covered, but managed to get it out of there. Petrie's pass bounced loose, chased down. Hemsky drives, pulled to the backhand, shoots, he scores. What a move, Alex Hemsky, who hadn't.
Is through the middle of the ice. Can't let him bring the two bat. Is he literally the goaltenders there? You see a player stick handle through the crease. The responsibility of the goaltenders there is he's got to either come out at that guy and flip him physically, or you got to poke check that puck and go for it and not allow him to go from one side of the net to the other.
I saw the Oilers able to strike first. Here's an icing, calls a pass, misses sharp. Joe Quenneville has talked about the need to chase the game when you fall behind, and the Hawks have enough offense to do that, but there's no coach who likes it, and there's certainly another one.
Yeah, and they know, that being Coach Q and his team, is that the Oilers, one of their deficiencies are defensive play, and they're going to get their opportunity, so you just can't start trying to cheat and open it up and take chances. I mean, it's a long hockey game, and you got to play from behind, and that's the way it is right now.
Sam Gagne, just his third appearance as a winger for the Oilers. They made a couple of passes to wind up back in their own end. Here's Schultz starting back. Dustin Schultz shifted deep. Arcavello in on Keith. Look at Keith able to hold the puck. It's cleared loose, and here comes Saad. Brandon Saad into the zone, pulls up, trying to find a trailer. He put a pass behind Keith. Here's Kane down low, looks in front. Saad was well covered. Kane hangs on. Flips it to the middle. There's Keith with a shot. He missed the net. Great chance for Keith. Good read to jump in open ice, and Patrick Kane, a perfect feed, found him. But Duncan Keith couldn't hit the target. Now it's taken by Seabrook. A long flip shot. Keith goes wide to Seabrook. In behind his side. To Kane. He was checked. And the Oilers able to clear it out. They might have a breakaway. Oh, and a pass just missing Everly. He was behind everybody, and had he caught the feed, would have been off. Hanzus ran out of room at center. And now the Oilers look to start back. Gazdic chipped it deep. Eldon Brookbank is back in the Hawks lineup, threw it to the boards. And Bickle settles things down. Brookbank, who's played in only one of the last 6 Hawks games, didn't connect on that pass attempt. A good keep, Leddy. Bouncing puck into the corner, Hanzus. To Versteeg. He dropped it back, Bickle with a wrist shot. That was blocked, rebound into the blue paint. Dubnyk happened to fall on it. I don't think Devin Dubnyk, where the puck had gone, coming off the far post. And all of a sudden, as he fell down, he just happened to fall on top of it. Well, the Oilers have struck first. We're nearly halfway through the opening frame.
Welcome back to United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSNChicago.com. Andrew Shaw talked yesterday about his recent struggles. The Blackhawks forward is known for his energy, but said he hasn't been bringing enough of that lately. And in our Geico quote, Shaw said, "There's more in the tank that I can give, and I just haven't been giving everything. Maybe it's the way I'm focusing in games or the way I'm preparing, but I have to better myself." Pat and Eddie, back to you.
Thank you, Tracy. Well, good start for Andrew Shaw with a couple of big hits, getting his nose over to puck mentality, and best chance of the game, Pat, for the Hawks. Here's Patrick Kane. Watch Duncan Keith get into the soft little area. Spacing, great pass on the backhand. Duncan Keith misses the net by a good 1.5 feet. And here's that opportunity, Pat. The puck's right under. Watch Chris Versteeg get hogtied there by Jeff Petrie. Right part of your screen. Watch this. You talk about holding? I mean, that's 15 yards right there. There you see the reaction from Chris Versteeg.
Yeah, interesting that that got no attention from anybody in stripes, but we're back to the play, and Keith fired it out to center.
The officials were probably trying to find that puck, too, in fairness to them.
Oh, no question.
Trying to not looking over to see the holding or hooking, whatever was going on.
Kane takes it off the end boards, walks to the middle, hangs on. I had a shot blocked. And Petrie cleared it to center ice. The Hemsky goal, he's got the puck now. His goal that started the scoring tonight, he hadn't had a goal in 16 games. But able to get it started for the Oilers. Made a good pass here in front. The shot never got through Nugent Hopkins. It deflects to center, and Kane corrals. Patrick Kane trying to move in. Forced to the boards. As Justin Schultz stayed with him. Now a shot was whiffed on by Oduya. Edmonton starting back. Gagne peels off. Dropped it to Hall. He threw it back. Schultz centered it. Here's a shot by Gagne to save Ronta. Rebound. And he stopped the second attempt from Hall. Now Ferens keeps it in a long blast. Good save. Ronta with his left pad. And the rebound cleared to center.
Good effort there from Saad at the end of a long shift to make sure that puck got out of the zone.
Now a pass in front. Hall, the shot. Missed the target. The leading scorer for the Oilers. Unable to find the net that time. Now Taves rolled it ahead. He had his pass picked off, though. Oduya pressured it behind Stolen Hall. Threw it in front. Picked off by Taves. And now the Hawks will be able to get out. Taves, who has a 5-game scoring streak. Stop and go move, turns deep, hangs on, centered it. Hossa missed it. Sharp couldn't get rid of a shot. Now tries, and a save by Dubnyk. An awkward stop, but he did make it. And the Oilers, Gagne, got checked at center ice. Now Nick Schultz cleared it. The Hawks dump it right back in. They look to complete a change. Beloff. who completed a Edmonton comeback the other night. They were down 2-0 to Pittsburgh. Came back and beat the Penguins and
home ice.
Arcobello spins back. That pass picked off. Keith cleared it ahead. Petrie chasing it down for the Oilers. Jeff Petrie cleared it out. Now Versteeg steps right back in. Looking to center one. Delayed penalty coming up to the Oilers. Here's a Keith. Dropped it to Bickle. Put it across. Seabrook cuts in. Tried a shot that went wide. Now they've been that field. Community.
Penalty.
Blackhawks on a power play. Taves will roll it back to Sharp. Then Keith. A long hot pass but never reached Kane. It was deflected by Schultz. Now Taves has got it. Shaw battling front of the net. Kane takes a look. Taves lost it to Ference. Then Shaw checked him and regains control. Sharp couldn't get a rolling puck to settle down. Now Taves. Keith one-timer. That might have hit the leg of Shaw, deflecting wide, and the Oilers able to clear.
Nice movement there. Good rotation. Right idea. And Dubnyk never saw that bad because Andrew Shaw doing his job on the power play.
But Eddie, we mentioned just 2 goals the last 5 games for the Hawks power play. Maybe as troublesome. They've only had 8 chances. 8 power plays in 5 games. With a puck possession speed team, you'd like to be getting to more dirty areas and creating a few more hooks and holes.
More support, Pat. I think more support. Less one-on-one play would lead to more opportunities.
All right, 40 for the man advantage as the Hawks change him up. Leddy put it on the stick of Hossa. The birthday boy dropped it back. That's offside. Arian Hossa, 35 years.
All right, but again, there's the right. So set up. Different look. Taves was over to the left of Dubnyk. Where was he on that chance? He was on the right. So more movement, good opportunities. Now to make moves. You got to get it.
Hossa has to turn back for this, and now will move away. But as he does, the Hawks, for the Oilers penalty over both teams. Post check. Here's Smith just out of the box. Good blocker save by Runta. Rebound to Bolig. He got checked right away. Both teams at full strength now. As Justin Schultz. That's a check by Bolig. Dumping it back in there. Nick Schultz gets back. Put it up the boards. Bolig. Oh, he took a run and delivered another good check. Here's a long shot. Jones. The chip goal. Get back in there. Nick Schultz gets back. Put it up the boards. He got checked right away. Both teams at full strength now. As Justin Schultz. That's a check by Bolig. Dumping it back in there. Nick Schultz gets back. Put it up the boards. Bolig. Oh, he took a run and delivered another good check. Here's a long shot. Jones. The chip goal. Putting it back in there. Nick Schultz gets back. Put it up the boards. Bolig. Oh, he took a run and delivered another good check. Here's a long shot. Jones.
Ben Smith port in front of this goal.
From well out in front.
Great hand. The support by that look. The shot by Jalmer Smith redirected that puck about 20 feet out in front of his own. That was Gordon. See Devin Duke out and he's the guy that won the faceoff, so I could see the thought process for him is going, if I'm going to get hit like that,
that goal, but he trying to perform. It's a hard job to execute on a night in
ways. And Brandon Bowl would be a goal scorer. It'd be a difference maker like on that play, Pat, you picked up. He finished the hit on the right guy, Taylor Hall, and the Hawks got a goal up on the board.
Everly rolled it back to an open Petrie, put it to Arcobello. His shot into the glove of Runta was going to go wide, but open Petrie, put it to Arcobello. His shot into the glove of Runta was going to go
from a type of headed to the net.
Looks to the backhanded shot and a save by Dubnyk. Rebound. Patrick Sharp moves away to Hossa. Looks to the backhanded shot and a save by Dubnyk. Rebound just out of the reach of Sharp. And the Oilers come back. Gagne checked at center ice. Taken away to Oduya, who delivered the initial hit. His pass didn't work. The icing races on, and Taves going to save a whistle. Now Taves working against there and steals. Taves got help from Chalmerson. Threw it out in front. That one is picked off. Hall comes back. Taylor Hall to Sam Gagne. Looks back to Hall. And look who got back there defensively. Chalmerson, who started the sequence behind the other net. He got back beautifully. Here's Hossa with a shot. And a save rebound. Another save by Dubnyk. Now taken by the Hawks. Seabrook. His hot pass didn't connect. And it's picked off by Petrie. That's Petrie.
NHL January 12th.
Tipped it deep.
Slider at 40 minutes, 56 seconds of 1 hour, 46 minutes, 57
Gagne
seconds.
threw it in front.
31 minutes, 2 seconds.
Taking up
31 minutes, 2.
by
31
Bickle.
minutes, 3 seconds. 31 minutes, 4 seconds of 1 hour, 46 minutes, 50. 0% vertical scroll.
It's behind Bickle. And it's taken away by Petrie. And the Oilers now start back. Picked up by Seabrook. Versteeg into the zone. And the Oilers try to regroup now.
Good hit by Bickle behind the play on Jones after he made that backhand pass across the ice. A couple of the bigger, heavier bodies, Pat, getting involved up front. You mentioned Bowl a couple times. There's a good hit by Bickle. Andrew Shaw with the big hit on Arcobello. Not a big guy, but plays big. Oh, there's Brian Bickle. His dad's in town. Always great to see Mr. Bickle in town from our Xfinity Telestrate. Talk about the good hit, finish check. Make a guy pay a price. And Pat, you picked up on it. There's Nicholas Chalmerson. 4 on number 4. Pass, and look at Nicholas Chalmers. Shot out of a cannon. Denies that opportunity from Sam Gagne over to Taylor Hall. Great work there from the man known as Hammer, Nicholas Chalmers.
Icing Edmonton here.
Well, tonight, join Comcast Sportsnet as we follow bobsled Olympian Asia Evans in a year-long journey of training and competing for her chance to win Olympic gold in Sochi. Quest for gold, Asia Evans, tonight at 9 on Comcast Sportsnet. Always good to have one of these great 6 o'clock starts tonight, partner, at the United Center. But folks, don't forget, next Sunday against the Boston Bruins, an 11:30 a.m. start here at the United Center. Now, well, how would we describe the 11:30?
I'm going to leave that to you. It's you, NBC dudes that are making that happen. All right, here come the Hawks. Kane gains the line, put it in front, shot of the goal. He couldn't quite complete the move to the backhand. Saad dropped it to Keith, a long shot. Dubnyk saw it all the way. Now Kane back to Keith. Here it comes. And it hit a leg out in front.
It's got to be at least the 7th attempted shot by Duncan Keith in his first period, Pat. The puck is finding him in the offensive zone. And when that's happening, you keep finding those areas to get the puck. Eventually, you got to believe one's going to go in or deflect off of somebody. Duncan Keith finding the groove in the offensive zone right now.
Hall put it out, or Everly put it out in front. A shot deflected up high. Now it's cleared over to the other side, and a long shot handled easily by Ranta. Yakupov for the Oilers. Jammed it towards the middle. It's captured by Sharp. And he fires it around the board. Back to center ice. Into the final minute now of the opening period. Jeff Petrie cleared it over to the other side. Now Gagne looks towards Hall, who was behind him. And it's picked up by Chalmers with half a minute to go. Petrie around for Hall. He tried to clear. Hall held in Oduya into the glove of Dubnyk.
As we saw on the Oilers, so you got to have some courage to go to the net. But if you want to score, you got to get to the middle of the ice And I think Andrew Shaw's had a real strong first period here, Pat.
Hasn't he? I mean, now he's only had 1 goal, no assists over his last 13 games. Well, 13 plus, 13 and a third, but 31 hits over that time is my point. So he's contributing in other ways, even though it's not showing up on the score sheet. Hemsky opened the scoring for Edmonton. Ben Smith got it back for Chicago. The Hawks out shooting the Oilers 11-7 in the first 20 minutes tonight. A long 16-game drought broken by Hemsky, and then Smith the answer for the Blackhawks.
This period of Blackhawk hockey was brought to you by Chevy. Chevy drives Kane and Taves, and ChevyDriveChicago.com. Visit your Chevy dealers. Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in the official B-Mart, Ford, and by Kia.
Well, Hawk fans, remember to bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card to all Blackhawk home games for a chance to be part of the Blue Cross upgrade experience. Carry the card that gives you benefits wherever you are. Blue Cross, through it all. Welcome back to the United Center. Ones are wild after the first period of play. The Hawks and the Edmonton Oilers. Well, as it happens a lot on game day here at the United Center, the Blackhawks have and entertain youth hockey players all over our great state. And earlier today, the young hockey players, boys and girls from Bloomington, Illinois, were up here and helping out on the ice are members of the Bloomington Thunder of the Southern Professional Hockey League. And there's my son, Eddie, helping out some of those young hockey players along with his teammates Bert Gallimore, BJ O'Brien, and Tyler Noseworthy. And a great initiative by the Blackhawks and the youth hockey department to bring in teams from all over our great state, Pat, as you know, and whether they're practicing in a clinic or playing games. Andy Cammons, Nick Roca, Pete Hassan do an unbelievable job with the Blackhawk youth hockey department, not only here locally in Chicago, but the suburbs in our state. And great to see those young professional hockey players giving back to the community, and what an opportunity to be here at the United Center.
That's what was really cool about the whole thing. You were down there by the ice watching all the goings on, and good for young Eddie Olczyk to do a lot of the similar types of things that his dad's been doing for years around here, which is promoting and helping young hockey players get the enjoyment of what this great game can give them. So good for him, good for them. Great for the Blackhawks to, as they do regularly, welcome with open arms all these youth groups that come in here and get a chance to skate on UC ice. That's got to be special for them.
Remember that forever.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple of busfuls coming in, so 50 kids were on the ice. And again, members of the Bloomington Thunder there in the Southern Professional Hockey League in Bloomington. So good luck to those guys the rest of the year. Head coach opportunity to come out and coach these young hockey players.
All right, here's Smith looking to set a quick shot. Trying to hit the side of the net as a quick one-timer from Kruger didn't seem to hit the target cleanly. Well, the Hawks try to keep control while they make a change. Taves fights his way back in, but had it stripped away. And the Oilers take over.
And the second period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Besides everybody here in Chicago.
Here's Nugent Hopkins looking at the center. Oh, and the pass not caught cleanly. Oilers had something going because Chalmers had broke his stick at the blue line. And they took off from there.
Also like to welcome everybody watching in on CSN Northwest.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins carries it, and they got a 4-on-2. Here's a pass for Hall back to Hopkins. He shoots. What a save by Runta. Rebound cleared up the boards, and Sharp's got it. Patrick Sharp looks towards Taves, and it's cleared into the Oilers zone. Sharp to the corner, met there by Marinson, and Sharp won the puck, got it in front. Hosai shot went off a skate to Taylor Hall. He cleared it around the boards. Marinson able to tie up Sharp. Nice there. He was going to steal that pass around the boards. So the Oilers get it out as a result. That kid, Martin Marinson, just 21 years of age, and this just is a 10th ever NHL game. They really like him, though. Steve Smith, who works with the Oilers defenseman, Thinks this guy might have a real nice future in the NHL. Here's Kane looking to send with a shot. In and out of the glove of Dubnyk. And then Gagne hacked it up the boards. A good keep, Seabrook. Now Shaw, and then Seabrook, a bouncing puck taken away. Yakupov 2-on-1 the other way. But what a stick from Keith. He broke up the rush attempt. Yakupov gets in, tried to center. It didn't connect. And the Hawks start back. Kane, Saad to Shaw. His shot. Kane, Saad to Shaw. His shot.
0% vertically scored.
Shaw, who delivered a huge jolt in his first shift of the game, got himself into it, and he scores early in the second to put his team in front.
Pat, you picked up on it, but I think it's important to show it. A 2-on-1 back the other way for the Edmonton Oilers. The stick of Duncan Keith stops the 2-on-1. You don't know what's going to happen from there. The Oilers never got the puck in. But Kane to Saad, and Andrew Shaw goes top shelf. And I think that surprises Devin Dubnyk with the reaction. He was down, and you love the reaction from Andrew Shaw. And that's a big-time goal there with the great pass from Kane to Saad. The shot by Andrew Shaw. And again, go back to that play, Pat, by Duncan Keith. You just don't know what's going to happen if the Oilers are allowed to make that play 2-on-1 to come back all the way down.
0%.
Good. Well, you now have the Oilers. He's got 4 against Edmonton this season. Peeling off the boards. Unable to do that. Hanzus starts the Hawks back. Here's Leddy gaining the line. Leddy's pass just missed Hanzus. And it's taken by Ferentz. Able to clear to center. Smith turned it over there. Bickle dumped it back in. Maybe picked up Kruger. Left it for Jomerson. Smith had it knocked away. Jomerson has to turn quickly. Hemsky in pursuit. He steals. Hemsky's pass, though, broken up by Jomerson. Now the Oilers able to keep it in, but it was knocked down with a high two. Information. Stood up to build those hats, partner.
0%
They get lost in there.
Kind of shady in here, isn't it? All right, now Bollig tried a shot that was blocked. Kruger to Bollig. He shoots one, and that didn't get through. Smith in deep. Bollig tries again, 3 for $1, and I don't think any one of them was able to get to the target. Smith to Kruger, and his pass was behind Bollig. And Aranta will play it to Seabrook. Here's Smith. Kruger got checked. And a 4-man battle along the boards. Works loose to Sharp. Tries from a bad angle. It's picked up by Oduya. Sharp's in behind. A wraparound came right through the blue paint. Dubnyk had no idea where it had gone. Kruger was on the other side of the net. Never quite got the puck under control, or he would have had a tap in. Back comes Petrie. Now Nugent Hopkins. Had it taken away to Oduya. Nicholas Chalmerson. Backhands it up the boards. A good keep by Gagne. Now Nugent Hopkins tried to feed Gagne. Instead it goes to Hall. Taylor Hall taken down, and Sharp sends it out of there. Good shift here for the Oilers. Here's Ferentz right back in. Gagne checked. Hall retrieves. His pass off the skate. Now tried again. Gagne. And his one-timer might have been blocked by Chalmerson. And the rebound cleared back ahead. Here's a chase down by Hossa. Walks in. His shot is blocked. And deflects out of play.
Well, good opportunity for Patrick Sharp wraparound, throws it to the front of the net. Look at Dubnyk. He's looking down, and that puck is already to the right. Dubnyk, watch where this puck is, and then watch where it goes. Look at Dubnyk. He's still looking down. He had no idea, as you mentioned, Pat, where that puck was. Good idea there from Patrick Sharp to get that puck to the front of the net. No hesitation as well. He got it, and he went right to the front of the net with it.
Brookbank around for Kane. Now Saad gets in. His pass deflected. Kane got it back. Kane able to keep it in. Now Shaw from the corner looks for Saad. And inside, battles to the middle. He's going to get to the goal. Saad couldn't pull the trigger. Rebound in from Shaw. Big save by Dubnyk. Turnaround blast from Andrew Shaw. Dubnyk beat him. Now Kane moves in, shooting. Dubnyk held the post. Rebound to the boards. And the Oilers will clear the zone. Will it go far enough? No icing. Leddy's got to play it. Here's Bickle getting in. His shot is blocked. And Bickle taken away by Smith. Around to Nick Schultz. Versteeg steals it. Now it's chased down by Jones. And he'll hoist a backhander the other way. Hjalmarsson will have to play it. Bickle for Hjalmarsson. Rolled it ahead. Here's Versteeg with a little space. Shooting one. And he missed the net. Rebound taken by Hanzus. His shot is stopped by Dubnyk. In behind. A pass from Versteeg goes off the skate. And Gazdic the other way. And what? Duncan Keith again in the passing lane. Just a couple of feet from where he broke up. Another nice rush. Attempt. Seabrook tried to get into the goal. Not much on it. And the Hawks look to keep the heat on. Here's a pass in front. A shot from Smith deflected wide. Now Smith. Grabbed by Schultz. But Smith held on to it. Then Kruger would not get it out in front. Smith takes over. And Smith to Duncan Keith along with missed the net. Rebound is in behind. Kruger came out with it. Centered it. Keith, and his shot hit his own man, I believe, in front of the net. And the Oilers, trying to relieve the pressure, will happily accept an icing. Well, a great shift there for the Hawks fourth line, which followed up a previous shift that was pretty good also.
These guys are out of gas for the Edmonton Oilers. If I'm Dallas Eakins, the head coach of the Oilers, I got to use a timeout here. I almost thought there, Pat, here's that opportunity, Kruger to Duncan Keith, and I don't know if it went off of Schultz or Ben Smith in front of the net. But in that situation there, Pat, if I was Antti Raanta in coaching over the years, is when you know you have a team on the run and they ice the puck, especially in the long change in that second period, you tell your goaltender, play that puck. Don't let those guys come off the ice. Get out there, play it, move it up, and keep those guys on the ice. Now, again, that's a set play. You got to remind your goaltender of that. If you can play that puck and get out and not let them get off, you got a good chance, because the Hawks could have had 3 full changes on there, Pat. Yeah. They could have against 3 or 4 guys out there. So, great shift, though. A great shift there for the fourth line. And, again, Duncan Keith, you picked it up again, Pat. Great stick to allow that pressure to happen.
Hawks win a draw. Hjalmarsson threw it around the boards, and Dubnyk's stick got in the skates of Shaw, but we play on. Hemsky got it as far as the blue line. Oilers trying to get a few fresh bodies out there, and they do. Here's Hemsky having it taken away. And Shaw, a long pass ahead, just out of the reach of Saad. He gets together with Petrie in behind, and Saad came up with a puck. Across, it never reached Kane. Nugent Hopkins cleared the zone.
It's up somebody's pants.
And now that it was
right up
the
pants
of Nugent Hopkins. And the referee lost sight of the puck, so he had to stop the play.
Better get a seamstress. Time now for our GMC professional grade save, and there's the opportunity for Andrew Shaw. It was all started because of a good power move by Brandon Saad. You see the puck hit the right inside of the pad of Devin Dubnyk. Even when he's down, Pat, like that, he still takes up like 77% of the net.
There's a lot of them. Ending 6-6, and is he one of those guys that you're thinking elevate when you get a chance on him?
I think it's right away, Pat, or it is you got to wait, because majority of the goaltenders go down, so I think there's a lot of room in between the legs as well. So if you can hold on to wait a second longer, think between the legs, the 5-hole.
Now the puck picked up by Taves. Around to check, walks in, shoots, Dubnyk, good save. And the rebound to Nugent Hopkins. On to pass it to himself off the boards against the forward Sharp. And Patrick Sharp had a great read on that, turned quickly and got the puck out. Now Schultz ahead for Hall. Taylor Hall to Sam Gagner, back to Hall. Looking to center, good stick by Runta, broke up the pass. And Kane comes back. He's going to draw a penalty. Kane gets the line, a mishandle. Will bring on a whistle, and the Hawks will get their second power play chance of the night.
Well, Taylor Hall in the box, and go back to the opportunity for Jonathan Taves up high around the mask of Devin Dubnyk. And I like the play here by Patrick Sharp. You mentioned, Pat, Nugent Hopkins trying to pass the puck to himself. Good defensive play by Sharp. The forward playing D, and Hawks on the power play.
Board battle here, and Taves won the puck. Now Sharp's got it, and he's got it. Oh, and he had Dubnyk ducking out of the way of a high, hard one. And the Oilers able to clear it. Now Kane, who assisted on the second Hawks goal, got it to Keith. Now Kane on the boards. Taves tried to center Sean to knock down, loose puck in front of whacked by Sean, and it just wide. Rebound back to Keith. Keith looks across to Sharp. Here's a shot attempt, and a penalty coming up against the Oilers again. Hawks, now this puck, if it goes into the net, it's going to be a good goal, and it is. The Hawks have scored on their own vacated net with a delayed penalty to be called.
The delayed call was on the goaltender Devin Dubnyk, Pat, for slashing Andrew Shaw. And now the referees are trying to figure out who was the last one to touch the puck for the Edmonton Oilers. There's the slash. Now
delayed penalty to be called. Some scored on their own vacated net with a delayed penalty to be called. The Hawks have scored on their own
to touch the puck. And the Hawks move this puck around. Patrick Kane tries to bounce this.
Got a point man there, and when there wasn't, School was out. But now the Oilers, having just been given credit for a short-handed goal to tie the game, they're going to be 2 men short for almost a minute. The officials, you can see, still trying to figure out who did touch the bench. It's the last Oiler to have touched the puck before the Hawks put it in their own net that should get credit for this.
I don't know if it was Dubnyk, Pat, that may have had the stick after the shot, the initial shot. when Jonathan Toews tried to jam the puck into the net, and then it went from Toews to Kane, but the Hawks give up a short end of goal, but now they get an opportunity 5-on-3 for over 50 seconds.
All right, Keith to Kane. He had it knocked loose. Petrie spins to his forehand, and what a keep by Keith. That allows the 5-on-3 to get set up. Toews to the front of the net. Kane looks back to Hossa. Hossa's one-timer. Scores! A birthday bullet for 35 here.
5-on-3 for over 50 seconds.
All right, Keith to Kane. He had it knocked loose. Petrie spins to Kane. He had it knocked loose. Petrie spins to his forehand, and what a keep by Keith. That allows the 5-on-3 to get set up. Toews to the front of the net. Kane looks back to Hossa. Hossa's one-timer. Scores!
He goes top.
Ebrook to Letty. Corner. Good for the one-man.
Keep that play up. There's standing play. Marian Hossa to Devin Dubnyk. The National Hockey League, Duncan Keith, to keep that play alive.
And now the Hawks with a one-man advantage for another 75. Smith from the corner. Couldn't advance it. And a good keep by Seabrook to Letty. Nick Letty moves down low. His pass jumped away to Hossa. Looking down to Versteeg. He was checked, or at least he lost it. And Petrie with time here to take a look. And that keep by Keith that you referenced, and he was Petrie, who had the puck on it, spun to his forehand, had time, and he got a lot on it. And what a great keep in, leading to a goal. Here's a centering pass. Sharp trying to muscle it home and dribble just wide. Sharp to Kane. Letty, or I should say Seabrook's one-timer is blocked. And to bounce back the other way. Half a minute for the Hawks power play. Kane steps back in. Kane to bounce back the other way. Half a minute for the Hawks power play. Kane steps back in. Brings it around for Toews. Kane. Now Patrick Kane for Toews in behind. Spins it back to Oduya. Then rebound to Oduya. Kane's one-timer pad save by Dubnyk. Rebound to Nick Schultz. He's checked. Ryan Jones picked it up and dribbled it out of the zone. The Oilers penalty over.
Right before the goal and offensively, but a strong first period.
Well, power play is short-handed goal for the Oilers. A power play goal for the Hawks.
Well, another outstanding night for number 2. Duncan Keith had a real strong first period. 6 attempts at the net. Real active offensively, but where Duncan Keith's at his best, Pat, is when he's reading the play and not writing it. That's a great defensive play. How about that keep on the backhand? Right before the goal by Marian Hossa. Puts it on a tee. And Big Hoss has got it in his wheelhouse. But again, you don't realize how hard it is to make that type of a play as you're skating backwards and the puck is on your backhand, is that you have to bring your stick in an unnatural position, get into the area, and make the great play. I mean, we just saw 2 really solid defensive plays that are direct leads to Blackhawk goals, 2 of the 3 goals.
Yeah. Near steal by Hossa, but the Oilers' Eberle comes out. Left it for Hall. Taylor Hall to Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Eberle for Hall. A one-timer, partial block by Hossa. And the rebound cleared away. Here comes Toews. Jonathan Toews trying to dance on Ferentz for the puck roll right to Dubnyk, who covers.
Jersey partner.
That's Shack driving the Zamp.
For a thing if Lou Lamke
is a large human. Wow.
Pat, I got to tell you, when I was playing in LA back in '96, we shared some space with the with the Lakers in the Forum.
Yeah.
And one of his shoes was laying around. Ray Ferraro, terrific analyst for TSN up in Canada, actually put the shoe on his head and wore it as a hat. That's how big the shoe was.
Did you ever have any contact with him? Or?
Just once or twice at some fundraisers, but just driving the Zamboni. Better duck when you're going under the Jumbotron there.
All right, here's Perron in for the Oilers. Arcabello, his shot blockered aside by Bronson. By the way, it was Arcabello who was given credit for that shorthanded goal the Hawks put in their own net. He's ruled to have been the last man to touch it for the Oilers. Saad took a run at Yakupov, wound up on the deck. And now the Hawks start back. Seabrook dumped it in.
Landed right on his back, too.
Stays on the ice, which is a good sign. But as you point out, that could be a real awkward fall. Shot off the side by Kane. And Everly starts back to Yakupov. The move would have forced everybody offside, so Nail Yakupov has to spin back. Now the Oilers will dump it. Leddy put it up the board. Bickle coming on a change. Corrals to Versteeg. Chris Versteeg in this handle put himself offside. 4 minutes remaining in the second period. The Hawks in front of the Oilers by 1. The Oilers tied at 1.
Time now for our Kia drive to the net. And the number one line, for the most part, for the Edmonton Oilers has been really their offense. When you look at Hall, Nugent Hopkins, and Everly.
Right now, Sharp creating a little pressure as the puck fought forward the corner. Taken by Oduya. His long blast is seen all the way by Devin Dubnyk. But I mentioned a moment ago, when the Hawks scored on their own net, a bank pass that didn't work wound up into shorthand on that one.
Feeling for Pat Kane is when you shoot the puck in your own net.
And the Oilers able to clear it. Gagne, a backhand shot. Runza gave a rebound, but that wound up in the corner.
Beaten a little bit, too. There was some room on that short side. The difference between mine and Kane's scoring on my own goal. I had a goalie on mine.
Your goalie was in, wasn't he? Here's with Bowling, and he could not get rid of a shot. Good recovery by Petrie. And now the Oilers come away. Hemsky cleared it into the zone, knocked away from Marincin, and now back come the Oilers. Perron had a shot right on. Good save by Runta. And then it's captured by Seabrook. We're getting near the end of the second period here, and the Oilers have been credited so far with only 12 shots on goal. So real solid effort so far for the home side. Here comes Sharp getting in, looking to center right here. It's Taves. He scored! An unselfish play. We're getting near the end of the second period here, and the Oilers. We're getting near the end of the second period here, and the Oilers have been credited so far with only 12 shots on goal. So real solid effort so far for the home side. Here comes Sharp getting in, looking to center right here. It's Taves. He scored! An unselfish. So real solid effort so far for the home side. Here comes Sharp getting in, looking to center right here. It's Taves. Ability. That's a third. Back at center. And who shot his glove. And it winds up towards the middle. Play in less than 10 seconds later. Now Kane fights towards the middle. Put it to Leddy. Right, and he shoots. And a save by Dubnyk. And it winds up back at center. So Jonathan Taves.
Job of last second. He just cut it. Where does Taves small area? Beat.
Nick is able to handle. Here's a long shot from Seabrook that Dubnyk out and put it in. This is the 48th game. 17 multiple point outings for 88.
Love that home cooking.
Perron put it in. Petrie drives and shoots into the glove of Runza, and he lost it, but Seabrook right there. And here comes for Steve. Trying to change quickly. Oilers looking to catch him in that. A long pass finds Perron. Battles towards the middle. Shoots one. And hits the leg of Chalmerson out in front. Kruger got checked. Going to be a penalty coming up to the Blackhawks. Kruger knows it's first. And they've 3-10. Goals again. Landed just 25 times over those 10, but only 3 have been converted. Here come the Oilers with the power play, on which they've scored 3 in their last 3 outings. Nugent Hopkins takes a look. Now Hall. Around for Nugent Hopkins. He had 3 points in that victory we told you about over the Penguins the other night. Nugent Hopkins jammed it loose. Chalmerson got there, couldn't clear it. Gagne rings it around. He wants Everly on this side. 10 left. Here's a pass over. Nugent Hopkins takes a look. Now tried to settle that, deflects. And the Oilers aren't going to get the puck to the net. Here's a long attempt. Blocked by Hanzus as he skids in front and deflected out of play. The Oilers with a lot of zone time and not one shot attempt against Ranta.
Looked like they were looking for the most perfect shot and getting the last shot of the period instead of looking for more quantity. And a great effort there by Michael Hanzus late.
A 19-shot period for the Hawks. They outshoot them 19-6. It's 30-13 in the game. It was 1-1 coming in. Andrew Shaw put the Hawks in front. Then the Oilers got an empty net shorthander and a Hawks miscue. Hossa got that back with a 2-man advantage, and then Taves made it a 2-goal lead.
This period of Blackhawk Toyota was brought to you by Toyota. Elevate your style with the 2014 Toyota Corolla. Toyota. Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Toyota.
Play of Duncan Keith, particularly tonight. His ability to read, break up plays. I mean, 3 times he's broken up plays. 10 seconds later, it's in the back of the other net. Can you talk to us a little bit about that ability that he has? When's the right time to do it? Is it all about reading and reacting? When do you step up? When do you back off?
Well, I think the big thing with him is he's got such great skating skills. His mobility is unbelievable because of the fact that he can have that tight gap. And when we do have protection with that F3 depth, he can go and he reads so well in terms of picking those plays off and reading the situation, because our F3 depth, our gap guy, he's coming back soft blocking, and he can read the situation and where the puck's going. And now we want those quick ups. We want to get through that neutral zone clean, and we're on the attack again.
Hey, Jamie, we got a lot of young hockey players out there and coaches. The importance of having a good stick. Seen a lot of guys over the years. I mean, there aren't many guys better with a better stick than Duncan Keith. Can you just talk about that from a coaching technique of having such a good stick as a defenseman?
Well, it's such a great tool, and people just take it for granted. Young kids, from young kids to NHL players, we got to keep reminding them: lead with your stick, stick on the ice, stick on the ice. Don't slap the stick. You got to have stick on puck, and that's the biggest thing. Dunks always has his stick on the ice. He breaks up plays. He goes into puck areas. He's not overly physical, but he goes into puck areas, leads with his stick on puck, and then we're transitioning the other way.
All right, so far so good for the first 40. Good luck here in the third.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, guys.
That was very nice, by the way. We did that in harmony.
Brilliant.
I feel like the 4 tops right now.
I'm trying to add that up. There's only 2 of us.
Well, we have one more. It'd be 3 of us. Boggs and Messina? I don't know who. Oilers with a power play to open up the third, and the Hawks able to clear it right away.
And the third period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, and welcome all those of you watching on CSN Northwest.
Hall tipped it to Nugent Hopkins. It jumped away from him. Taves able to get it out. Here he comes with Hossa. Taves looking to drive short-handed. Now the shot, and a kick save by Dubnyk. Jordan Everly Steps into the Hawk zone, flipped it to Hall. Now Nugent Hopkins dropped it to Justin Schultz. He put it across. Beverly to Schultz. Nugent Hopkins tried a shot. That was blocked. Chased down by Seabrook. The Oilers really slow to react to that loose puck. Seabrook got it to Smith. He walks in, shoots. What a save by Dubnyk. And the Hawks penalty over both teams at full strength. Aronson rings it around the board. And now Patrick Kane. And here comes Sharp. Sharp pulls off his pass stolen. Now they bank it ahead for Perron. He looks into the zone. Perron centered one. Here's a cut. That was fired wide by Arcabello. Aronson tried along but blocked by Taves. And the race to center. Aronson able to tie up the stick of Kane. Arcabello the other way to Perron. Arcabello carried on. Now Perron from the corner. He is forced all the way back to center ice. Boyd Gordon cleared it ahead. Here's a blast by Gatz. It comes off the end board. Good reaction by Antti Ranti. Made the initial with that puck. Center. Here's Keith. Flipping it out to center. Barons broke it up. Now they get in. Justin Schultz's pass deflecting to Marcus Kruger. Kruger into the zone. Tried to slip it in front. That didn't get there.
Got to shoot that puck.
Keith, a good Keith. Now into the corner it goes. Bowling looks to Smith. And Smith lost it. And Justin Schultz starts back. The Oilers peel off to change as Seabrook retrieves. Back goes Nick Schultz for the Oilers. Hemsky is tied up at center. Able to battle it deep into Chicago ice. Chalmerson there. Taves cleared into the Oiler end. There's Beloff for Edmonton. Arcabello taken away by Oduya. The Brookbank. Now Taves. Looks to Hossa. The pass just missed him. Marian Hossa, by the way, with a goal and an assist in the game, is a +1 so far tonight. That puts him at +24 for the year, which Henrik played tonight +24, led the league. Depending on what else is happening around the NHL, he may lead in that category. As a big scrum happens right at the side of the goal. Oilers trying to pry and loose Perron, drawing the attention of Shaw. You mentioned with a goal and an assist. That's 3 goals the last 5 games. He had gone quite a while, as we pointed out last night, without a lot of lamplighting himself. But when you talk about the list of two-way players, I mean,
yeah, he's on the short list.
If any are ahead of him, it's not a very long list.
Well, the skating ability, and you heard assistant coach Jamie Compound talk about the stick of Duncan Keith, and you could certainly say those same things with a guy like Marian Hossa. Very rarely he ever skates around the ice with his stick above his waist, always forcing defensemen into very few options, and that's the one thing I marvel at. I think they might be checking to see if that puck, maybe crossed the goal line at any point there. That last scramble around Antti Ranta. But just finishing up the thought on Hossa is that very few players, Pat, get in on a forecheck and maybe take away every option a puck carrier has when they're exiting the zone. And Marianosa has that ability because of his skating ability, knowing where the options are for that puck carrier and be able to shut them off. And all of a sudden, the guy thinks he has three options. Next thing you know, with Hossa on the ice or coming at him, he's looking at -1. I don't have any. I better know that I got to get on the defensive side because he's going to take it from me.
Take a look at some of what they're looking at in the war room in Toronto.
Top of your screen, there's Antti Raanta kicks that puck, and good battle there from the Hawks to help out their goaltender.
So it remains 4-2. And the draw picked up by Kruger. Marcus Kruger dropped it to Seabrook. A long shot choked up by Dubnyk. Good save with no rebound. A couple of red sweaters in the neighborhood, but Dubnyk gave him nothing.
Nice play there from Kruger to Seabrook. Oh, Friday. This Friday, January 17th, the Hawks will take on the Anaheim Ducks. Be one of the first 10,000 fans to enter the United Center to receive an Andrew Shaw bobblehead. Presented by Mesereau Financial. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for ticket info.
Hey, we saw that look from him tonight. He scored a goal early in the second, and
kind of like that when I go home. When the lovely and talented Diana Olczyk talks to me, I'm like a bobblehead. Just yes.
That's why you've lasted so long.
I do want to give a shout out, Pat, to my dad, who's a little bit under the weather and on the road to recovery. So wish my dad all the best. And there's Andrew Shaw. That'd be a nice looking bobblehead.
Yeah, there. Absolutely. And yeah, Ed Senior, hope you're feeling well. Had a little surgery a week or so ago, and I'm sure on the mend, and won't be very much longer before he's on the first tee. Hemsky throws it across to Hall. Well, the puck stolen by the Oilers. Here's a pass in front. Schultz showing the play. Good pass to Hall. That was a tap-in goal. Justin Schultz, a terrific setup to Taylor Hall. He had an easy tap-in, and the Oilers back within one.
Defensive zone coverage. It's all about stopping and starting. You got too many guys that are circling, and what ends up happening when you circle, it opens up passing lanes. You don't stop and start, plays like that are going to happen. Doesn't take a whole heck of a lot, but what a pass there by Schultz right to Taylor Hall. He's got an absolutely wide open net. It just barely beats the stick of Raanta sliding back. But again, if you're not stopping and starting, leading with your stick, players at this level are going to pass the puck right through you or past you, and the puck's going to end up in your net.
Now Petrie goes across. A long shot. Marinson, that deflected just wide. And Saad able to hoist it out of there. He's going to be icing Edmonton.
Well, tonight at 10 o'clock, stick around for Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC on the show. We'll have highlights and post-game reaction from the NFL divisional playoffs and much more from the game here tonight. Luke Stuckmeyer will have a post-game report. Don't miss Sportsnet Central tonight at 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Here's Arcabello moving in, shooting. He missed the target. Now they work in the corner, and Hawks able to come away. Landon Saad able to battle his way in the zone around. Petrie trying to center a shot. What a save by Dubnyk. Great rush by Saad. It gave a chance to Shaw, and somehow Dubnyk made a spectacular point-blank save. But the Hawks will head to the power play after that rush. They're up one. Spectacular point-blank save, but the Hawks will head to the power play after that rush. They're up 1. As we take a look from our captain, Morgan RoboCam, Andrew Shaw going hard at that. Great effort here from Brandon Saad to move this puck all the way over and actually draws a penalty here, Andrew Shaw, by Mark Cabello, and he's in the box. Andrew Shaw's had a strong game here tonight. A real strong game by number 65. By number 65. A real strong game by number 65. Well, the Oilers able to win a draw, so Petrie will hammer it the other way. Hawks have a power play goal tonight. That was with a 2-man advantage. They're 1 out of 3 so far in the game.
Seabrook out here with Keith, Pat, to start this power play.
Kane. Keith to Kane. Around to check, walks right in. Now the backhand shot. Dubnyk somehow made a save. What a spectacular sequence from Kane. And Dubnyk able to fight it off.
Petrie thought he was going to shoot the puck. Respected that shot. And he walked right around him.
An Oilers steal and a good save made by Runta. Able to deny Nugent Hopkins. Back comes Saad. Now Hossa with 2 points tonight. Hossa takes a look. To Versteeg. He had to drop it back. Leddy across to Oduya. No Sharp on this power play yet. There's Saad going back to Leddy. Nick Leddy hangs on. Centered one. Saad couldn't get his stick loose enough to pull the trigger. Nugent Hopkins able to backhand it the other way. Now down to half a minute for the Hawks power play. Here comes Kane. Brings it around for Sharp. He got checked. Oilers able to clear it. Now Perron racing it down. David Perron with a backhand shot, missing the net.
After Perron took that shot there, Pat, he got a little slash at Antti Ranta as he went by the net. It wasn't Perron the guy that took a run at it to Johnny Oduya the last time that the Hawks were in Edmonton?
Twice.
Yeah, at the end of the game.
Here's a shot blocked from Perron. Now Keith able to settle things down.
Real interesting here, Pat, that Joe Quenneville went to a safer look on the power play with no forward on the point.
Kruger's shot never got to the net. Oduya tries. That missed the target. Bounce all the way back to Eberle. Hjalmarsson stays right with him. That's an offside play.
Usually you see Patrick Sharp, as you mentioned, Pat. I hadn't seen him the first 2 rotations on this power play, and there's that beautiful move from Patrick Kane. He gets selling the shot, walks right around Jeff Petrie, gets in a little bit too tight, and isn't able to get that elevation. Look at the mask there. Look at the stick of Patrick Kane get caught in the mask of Devin Dubnyk. Almost just picked it right off his head. We saw defensemen on both of every one of those units. I think we saw 4 different units there, Pat, on the 2 minutes. So safety shown there by Coach Q.
Smith walks in with a shot, missing the mark. Oduya centered one. A redirect went wide off of Smith. Hjalmarsson tries a long one into the glove of Dubnyk.
Season tickets. Buy your copy today at all Blackhawks store locations. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
Here's Brookbank. His rink wide picked off. Hemsky the other way. Throws it deep. Hacked right through the slot area by Yakupov, but the Hawks now have Hanzus and have dumped into the Oilers' zone. Versteeg came off the boards, dropped it to Brookbank, then Hanzus. Bickle Trying to get to the middle. He did. He could get his stick free away from Arcabello, but he's still got the puck. Bickle, a long wrist shot, is blocked out in front of the net, and a penalty coming up as Hanzus was trying to chase down Petrie. And it looked like it might be Devin Dubnyk with the hauling down of Hanzus.
Yeah, right there. Good shift there for Brian Bickle. Circling the wagons, buying some time, shaking off the defense, and not a good penalty there from the goaltender.
Taves wins a draw. Again, two defensemen on the points here to open this power play. Keith looks across to Seabrook. He'll tee it up for a blast. It's blocked out of a rebound. Deflected wide. Taken by Sharp. Now Keith to Sharp. Goes down low to Taves. Dropped it back to Keith. Again, the captain. Keith's one-timer. And Dubnyk had a good look at that.
Somebody's got to get in front of the net there. Patrick Sharp standing off to the side of the net. Taves works himself up there. You got to know when that puck is going to have an opportunity of getting to the net. Easy save for Devin Dubnyk.
So still 90 seconds of power play time here for Chicago. And again, as with the last power play, first two rotations have two defensemen as the point men, which ordinarily Sharp assumes one of those spots. Here comes Oduya back to Leddy. Now Johnny Oduya was checked by Nugent Hopkins, and the Oilers able to clear.
I'm a little bit surprised, Pat, that they've gone away from the number one unit. I mean, that's playing safe, really, when you think about it, especially when you go to that first unit. You don't have Sharp on the ice, and you go ahead with Seabrook and Keith on the back end.
Loose puck for Saad. He couldn't pull the trigger. Held in beautifully by Seabrook. Now a shot by Saad is stopped by Dubnyk. Rebound loose to Hossa. Seabrook kicks to the stick to Leddy. Lets it go. Good save by Dubnyk through a Saad screen. And the Oilers then clear.
He's made a couple of real good stops.
A mishandle by Runza nearly cost him, but Jones couldn't get it all the way out in front. And the Hawks look to move back. Here comes Patrick Kane. Going to ring it around, hoping for Sharp, but he's not going to get there, and the Oilers will clear it easily. And that's going to finish the Edmonton penalty. Sharp stripped of it by Taylor Hall. Both teams now are at full strength. Back in Taves to the middle, to the backhand. He shoots. He makes the save. Rebound to the Oilers.
Wow, what a move.
And Hemsky the other way. Lost as he got to the line. He's long pass missing. Sharp going to be icing Chicago. And that same area for the Edmonton timeout after that icing call. So that brings us to the KFC Fan Cam. $21,424. The announced crowd here tonight on West Madison Street.
The chances we got a shot with somebody having some soft serve ice cream tonight.
As long as you mention it's a Bulldog, it's gonna happen.
Attaboy, DT. Good time out there by Coach Q. Give your guys an opportunity to breathe a little bit. Just go over your assignments again.
All right, so Taves and Gagne for the draw. There you go. There's the guy. Taves wins it. The clearing attempt by Brookbank didn't touch anybody, though, so they'll have to do it again. Take a look at the ANA Airlines upcoming schedule. Hawks beginning a week-long homestand tonight Tuesday, a good team in Colorado coming in. Friday, a better team in Anaheim coming in. And next Sunday, a rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals from last spring.
Big win last night for the Bruins on their road trip. Win in San Jose, 1-0.
Yeah, did give them a goal. Now an Oiler keep by Hemsky. He's got a goal and assist tonight. Couldn't make anything happen here. And Sharp gets the other way. Hawks in need of a change. Will get it in, get off. Andrew Ferentz back ahead for Edmonton. Schultz's pass didn't work. Picked up by Bolig to Smith. Lost it as he approached the blue line.
Separate there by Hall on the back check.
7 minutes remaining in the third period. 4-3 in favor of the 7 minutes remaining in the third period. 4-3 in favor of the Hawks. Kruger put it in front. Here's a Smith shot up off the glass. Rebound came back up almost over top of the net, but hit the backside and stayed in behind. Now Perron hacked it towards the middle. Petrie in deep. F. Petrie put it across. There's Marinson going to the other side. Here's a centering pass. Good save by Ronson to redirect Perron. And then it's knocked away from Perron out to the line. Kept by Petrie. Kruger takes it back. Got it to Bolig. Pushing it ahead. The Hawks in need of a change. Here's Ryan Smith getting back in. Eberle out of the corner. His pass stolen by Kane. Patrick Kane into the Oilers zone, right around Yakupov. Now walks in and shoots. In and out of the glove of Dubnyk. Picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. A good keep by Seabrook. His long wrister. He's got the glove of Dubnyk. Picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. Dubnyk picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. A good keep by Seabrook. His long wrister. He's got to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. A good keep by Seabrook. His long wrister. He's got in front to Keith. In and out of the glove of Dubnyk. Picked up for Jordan.
Back-to-back shift there. He had a long back-to-back shift there.
And the Hawks back up by a pair. Here's Sharp centering. Hossa with a whack. That went wide. And Marian Hossa works it out of the corner. Back to Chalmerson. And Oilers both cleared the Edmonton end. Number Steve. Left it for Bickle. Guys in. Smith cleared the Edmonton end. Chris Versteeg. Put it back in. Handzus lines it around. Versteeg. Left it for Bickle. Oiler player lost his stick, allowing Bickle to walk right out. And the second straight night, he beats the goalie, hits the goalpost. He did that late in the third period last night. He does it late in the third period this evening again. Now, cleared in behind Arcobello. Centered one. Here's a quick shot. Well wide from Beloff. Lenny got wrapped up in the corner. Oilers digging loose. Here's Perron. Oh, that hit the headgear. It sounded like it hit Toronto right in the melon. As Yakupov managed to clear it. 3:33 to go in the third period. 5 5-3 in favor of the home team. 5-3 in favor of the home team. As it's dumped back into Chicago ice, Seabrook with it. And Smith bangs it the other way. Fell off, moved it ahead. Gagne put it into the Hawk zone. Pass in front. Yakupov couldn't settle it down. Beloff brings it around. Seabrook looking for Smith. It came back to Seabrook, and he finds his partner. Now it deflected. Picked up by Kruger. Moving in center. Oh, and a pass deflected. Just jumped over Hosa's stick. Hosa across for Sharp. His wrister into the glove of Dubnyk, who will hold with 2.5 remaining. And the Blackhawks, Duncan Koss stops another opportunity for the Oilers, and it's he's been great. Not the chair that I a few weakness and not just looking at the numbers. Yeah. But we talk about it a fair amount, and I don't think it can be overstated, because certainly not from a coaching standpoint. Defense leading to offense. I mean, everything you showed us, the Oilers have their goalie off. 6 attackers with 2 minutes left. Here's Hall in front. A quick shot by Schultz. Didn't get a lot on it. A Dallas each shot for 2 minutes. Doesn't have a chance. Hall spins it back up the boards. Marinson's long shot never got through. Picked up Kruger. He's got an empty net in front of him. Gets the red line. Tries, but it's blocked by Marinson. Taylor Hall looking to start back. That got jammed up. Now Justin Schultz with 1.5 minutes to go. Hall, the chip and chase, but we beat to it by Jalmerson. Taylor Hall helped on the boards by Jordan Eberle. Rolled it loose. Nugent Hopkins put it across. Here's a long shot and a good save by Rodney. He had a good look at that behind the net center. Sharp. Fortunately, he got it out. And the final minute of regulation time. They try to get it in. That pass jammed up beautifully by O'Donoghue. Picked up Hosa for the empty net. He shot it just wide. My God. Now taken by Gagne. He turned it over to Sharp. He'll look in front. The long shot. Oh, that's blocked. Boy, Gagne turned that over. He knew he better block that shot. And he paid a price to do it. He's very slow to get up. Loose puck. Hosa couldn't get it through. And a couple of open net bids for the Hawks. Now Gagne just has to hoist it ahead. They turn it over with 15 left. The Hawks making another chance to add one. But Hall had it knocked away. Hosa picked it up. Helped by Jalmerson. 2 and not 1 shot attempt against Runta.
This one is going. Looked like they were looking for
overtime for the Hawks.
The most perfect shot and getting the last shot of the period instead of looking for more quantity. And a great effort there by Michael Hanser's late.
A 19-shot period for the Hawks. They outshoot them 19-6. It's 30-13 in the game. It was 1-1 coming in. Andrew Shaw put the Hawks in front. Then the Oilers got it. Empty net shorthander and Hawks
5 minutes of overtime.
Got that back with a 2-man advantage, and then Taves made it a 2-goal lead.
We're back from this.
This period of Blackhawk hockey was brought to you by Toyota. Elevate your style with the 2014 Toyota Corolla. Toyota. Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Toyota. Elevate your style with the 2014 Toyota Corolla. Toyota. Let's go play.
Force. We've been lead into period 3 since the coach Jamie Compound has the headset on for us. Jamie, we've been sitting up here marveling at the play of Duncan Keith, particularly tonight. His ability to read, break up plays. I mean, 3 times he's broken up plays. 10 seconds later, it's in the back of the other net. Can you talk to us a little bit about that ability that he has? When's the right time to do it? Is it all about reading and reacting? When do you step up? When do you back off?
Well, I think the big thing with him is he's got such great skating skills. His mobility is unbelievable because of the fact that he can have that tight gap. And when we do have protection with that F3 depth, he can go and he reads so well in terms of picking those plays off and reading the situation, because our F3 depth, our gap guy, he's coming back soft blocking, and he can read the situation and where the puck's going. And now we want those quick ups. We want to get through that neutral zone clean, and we're on the attack again.
Hey, Jamie, we got a lot of young hockey players out there and coaches. The importance of having a good stick. Seen a lot of guys over the years. I mean, there aren't many guys better stick than Duncan Keith. Can you just talk about that from a coaching technique of having such a good stick as a defenseman?
Well, it's such a great tool, and people just take it for granted. Young kids, from young kids to NHL. Stick on puck, and then we're stick on the ice, stick on the ice. Don't slap the stick. You gotta have stick on puck, and that's the biggest thing. Dunks always has a stick on the ice. He breaks up plays. He goes into puck areas. He's not overly physical, but he goes into puck areas, leads with his stick on puck, and then we're transitioning the other way.
All right, so far so good for the first 40. Good luck right now.
I'm trying to add that up. There's only 2 of us.
Well, we have one more. It'd be 3 of us. 3 of us. Logs and Messina? I don't know who. Oilers with a power play to open up the third, and the Hawks able to clear it right away.
And the third period of Blackhawk Hockey is brought to you by Struggling and Northwest.
Hawks able to clear it right away.
And the third period of Blackhawk Hockey is brought to you by Struggling and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers. And welcome all those of you watching on CSN Northwest.
Tipped it to Nugent Hopkins. It jumped away from him. Taves able to get it out. Here he comes with Hossa. Taves looking to drive shorthanded. Now the shot. And kicks it across block. And now Patrick Kane. And here comes Sharp. Sharp pulls off his pass stolen. Now they bank it ahead for Perron. He looks into the zone. Perron centered one. Here's a cut. That was fired wide by Arcabello. Arinson tried along with blocked by Taves. And the race to center. Arinson able to tie up the stick of Kane. Arcabello the other way to Perron. Arcabello carried on. Now Perron from the corner. He is forced all the way back to center ice. Boyd Gordon cleared it ahead. Here's a blast by Gas. It comes off the inboard. Good reaction by Antti Ranti. Made the initial stop but kept his eye on the puck, and when it took a hot bounce right back toward him. Could have been trouble, but he soaked it up.
A couple of good looks here in the first 2 minutes of the third period. Great ability there by Brent Smith to stay with that puck, create the chance, and there you see Jonathan Taves getting the puck in behind Justin Schultz. Watch him protect the puck right there, and he gets it right back. And a good stop there from Devin Dubnik. Captain with a real...
Here's Keith. Whipping it out to center. Barons broke it up. Now they get in. Justin Schultz's pass deflecting to Marcus Kruger. Kruger into the zone. Tried to slip it in front. That didn't get there.
Got to shoot that puck.
Keith, a good Keith. Now into the corner it goes. Bowling looks to Smith. And Smith lost it. And Justin Schultz starts back. The Oilers peel off to change as Seabrook retrieves. Back goes Nick Schultz for the Oilers. Hemsky is tied up at center. Able to battle it deep into Chicago ice. Hjalmarsson there. Taves cleared into the Oiler end. And there's Beloff for Edmonton. Arcabello taken away by Oduya. The Brookbank. Now Taves. Looks to Hossa. The pass just missed him. Marian Hossa, by the way, with a goal and an assist in the game, is a +1 so far tonight. That puts him at +24 for the year, which entering play tonight +24 led the league. Depending on what else is happening around the NHL, he may lead in that category. As a big scrum happens right at the side of the goal. Oilers trying to pry it loose. Perron drawing the attention of Shaw. You mentioned with a goal and assist. That's 3 goals the last 5 games. He had gone quite a while, as we pointed out last night, without a lot of lamplighting himself. But when you talk about the list of two-way players, I mean,
yeah, he's on the short list.
If any are ahead of him, it's not a very long list.
Well, the skating ability, and you heard assistant coach Jamie Compound talk about the stick of Duncan Keith, and you could certainly say those same things with a guy like Marian Hossa. Very rarely he ever skates around the ice with a stick above his waist, always forcing defensemen into very few options, and that's the one thing I marvel at. I think they might be checking to see if that puck maybe crossed the goal line at any point there. That last scramble around Antti Ranta. But just finishing up the thought on Hossa is that very few players, Pat, get in on a forecheck and maybe take away every option a puck carrier has when they're exiting the zone, and Marian Hossa has there. Better get on Toronto.
Marcus Kruger dropped into Seabrook. A long shot soaked up by Dubnyk. Good save with no rebound. 7 minutes remaining in the third. Drops in and shoots. In and out of the glove of Dubnyk. Picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. A good keep by Seabrook. His long wrister. He's gone to Keith. He waits. Into the Oilers zone. Right around Yakupov. Now Kruger takes it back. Got it to Bowling. Pushing it ahead. The Hawks in need of a change.
1-1. Let's go.
Here's Ryan Smith getting back in. Eberle out of the corner. His pass stolen by Kane. Patrick Kane into the Oilers zone. Right around Yakupov. Eberle out of the corner. His pass stolen by Kane. Patrick Kane into the Oilers zone. Right around Yakupov. Now walks in and shoots. In and out of the glove of Dubnyk. Picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. A good keep by Seabrook. His long wrister. He's gone. Waits. Dubnyk picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. In and out of the glove of Dubnyk. Picked up Shaw. Out in front to Keith. He waits. He wires and missed the net. For Steve. Letty got wrapped up in the corner. Oilers digging loose. Here's Perron. Oh, that hit the headgear. It sounded like it hit Toronto right in the melon. As Yakupov managed to clear it. 3:33 to go in the third period.
1 minute.
5-3 in favor of the
1-1.
home team. As it's dumped back into Chicago ice. Seabrook with it. And Smith bangs it the other way. The veteran.
Next keyboard short. Pause keyboard shortcut. Play key. 0% for the scroll.
And they've had a
Marcus Kruger
for quantity. Here's Hopkins. And we told you about over the Penguins the other night. Nugent Hopkins. Jammed it loose. Chalmerson got there, couldn't clear it. Gagne rings it around. He wants Everly on this side. 10 left. Here's a pass over. Nugent Hopkins takes a look now. Tried to center that deflects. And the others aren't going to get the puck to the net. Here's a long attempt. Blocked by Hanzus as he skids in front and deflected out of play. The others give a lot of zone time and not one shot attempt against Ronto.
Looked like they were looking for the most perfect shot and getting the last shot of the period instead of looking for more quantity. And a great effort there by Michael Hanzus late.
A 19-shot period for the Hawks. They outshoot them 19-6. It's 30-13 in the game. It was 1-1 coming in. Andrew Shaw put the Hawks in front. Then the order.
Blackhawks 10-14.
Period. Come back. Assistant coach Jamie Compon has a headset on for us. Jamie, we've been sitting up here marveling at the play of Duncan Keith, particularly tonight. His ability to read, break up plays. I mean, 3 times he's broken up plays. 10 seconds later, it's in the back of the other net. Can you talk to us a little bit about that ability that he has? When's the right time to do it? Is it all about reading and reacting? When do you step up? When do you back off?
Well, I think the big thing with him is he's got such great skating skills. His mobility is unbelievable because of the fact that he can have that tight gap. And when we do have protection with that F3 depth, he can go and he reads so well in terms of picking those plays off and reading the situation because our F3 depth, our gap guy, he's coming back soft walking and he can read the situation and where the puck's going. And now we want those quick ups. We want to get through that neutral zone clean and we're on the attack again.
Hey, Jamie, we got a lot of young hockey players out there and coaches having such a good stick.
Don't slap the stick. You got to have stick on puck, and that's the biggest thing. You know, Dunks always has his stick on the ice. He breaks up plays. He goes into puck areas. You know, he's not overly physical, but he goes into puck areas, leads with his stick on puck, and then we're transitioning the other way.
All right, so far so good for
Goldstein. Goldstein.
The veteran rings it around the board. And now kick back to Kane. And here comes Sharp.
NHL Jim.
Center ice. The game here tonight. At plus 12. When you talk about the list of two-way players, I mean,
yeah, he's on the short list.
If any are ahead of him, it's not a very long list.
Well, the skating ability, and you heard.
0. Speed is 1. 0% increase.
After Kane.
Ability and you heard assistant coach Jamie Compton talk about the stick of Duncan Keith, and you could certainly say those same things where they got hurt.
0% vertically score.
First shooter.
Without a lot of Marion Hossa. For the goal. Marion Hossa. Revenge for the goal and assist. That's 3 goals the last 5 games. He had gone quite a while, as we pointed out last night, without a lot of. He had Hossa a while, as we pointed out last night, without a lot of.
Speed is 0. 0% vertically score. 0%.
Gone quite a while. Revenge for the goal.
0% vertically
That's
score.
3 goals the last 5 games. He had gone quite a while, as we pointed out last night, without a lot of lamplighting himself. But he may at plus 24 for the year. Which Henrik played tonight, plus 24 left the league at Brookbank.
0%.
Happening around the NHL. He may lead in that category. He's a big big scrum. Depending on what else is happening around the NHL, he may lead in that category. The big scrum happens right at the side of the goal. Oilers trying to pry it loose. Draw the attention of
NHL January.
You mentioned with a goal and assist. That's 3 goals the last 5 games. He had gone quite a while, as we pointed out last night.
Play keyboard shortcut. Goals for Chicago Blackhawks. Goals for next. 1 hours 40 minutes 6 seconds at 1 hours 46 minutes. 1 hours 43 minutes 50. 1 hours 44 minutes 57 seconds. 1 hours 45.
My God, he
1 hours 40. 1 hour.
tested very little tonight,
Goals for
but
large
moves
hockey.
to 12-1-3.
0% vertical score.
So the Blackhawks moved to 70 points in their first 48 games. And the Hawks gathering at center ice to salute and thank their fans who once again fill the building.
Solid effort. Didn't get off to the start they wanted, Pat. Playing from behind. A lot of contributors. And scoring goals in a lot of different ways. And a solid performance from